Those who want to cross over to Kerala by road from Mysore in Karnataka, there are at least half a dozen options available. Among the one most frequently used is Gundluped Sultan Batteri National Highway. The journey after Gundluped through the Wayanad forest offers scintillating scenes on the forest and wildlife. But the road that joins Mysore to Manantawadi in Kerala offers a far better view of the forest and the wildlife than any other route. You are sure to see a couple of elephants and group of deers leisurely meandering in the forest. But there is a problem in this route. The road beyond Antarsante to Uddur is in bad condition. The road is blocked by the forest department because of a stay order from Karnataka High Court. Because of this, the road around 15 kilometers is diverted through some interior villages like Karapura, where there is virtually no road. If you can endure 45 to 1 hour journey, what awaits you is scintillating experience of forest and wildlife. The enchanting forest beyond Uddur up to Baveli can easily make you forget the pains of the road journey and can be a lifetime experience. Nagarhole National Park is located in Mysore and Kodagu districts in Karnataka. It covers 643 square kilometers. The park has rich forest cover, small streams, hills, valleys and waterfalls. The park has a healthy tiger-predator ratio with many tigers, Indian bison and elephants. The park was set up in 1955 as a wildlife sanctuary and later its area was increased to 643 square kilometers. The vegetation here consists mainly of Northwestern Ghats moist deciduous forest. The main trees found here are the rosewood, teak, sandalwood and the silver oak. The species like tiger, Indian bison and gaur and Asian elephants are found in large numbers inside the park. The park has over 270 species of birds, over 96 species of dung beetles, 60 species of ants. One day I got down at DB Kuppe village and walked half a kilometer across the village to the banks of river Kabini. There is a boat jetty. You can find a couple of boats and its oarsmen waiting for the customer. As the boatman rows it across the other side into Kerala with his expressionless looks, you are presented with captivating scenes of the villages in the two states. Kerala, with its quest for fast-track development and unsustainable farming practices, almost wiping clear the forest life, and Karnataka, with its inability to reach its border villages, preserving the forest life as if there is a divine mandate for it. It is reflected in all aspects of human habitation on both sides, right from the type of houses people built, colorful paints applied to them, cultivation methods, types of crops cultivated, living standards of the people, and the facilities provided to them by the governments. And the outcome of these changes can be felt by anyone. Weather in Kerala and Karnataka sides offers a wonderful study in contrast. While during the peak summer also, villages in Karnataka side one feel the chilling cold, it is as if peak summer in Kerala side villages. But finally, in either case, it is the balancing act by the Mother Nature that seems to be at work. And the boatmen of Perunkolli river jetty, who help people from either side to cross over the river, watch these contrasting styles of development as if they are moved witness. And as if caught between these contrasting styles, they seem to be frozen in history as they still use the power of their shoulders and the hands to steer their boats across the river. By not using the petrol-propelled engines, they ensure that they do not contribute to the precipitation of climate change. People owe much to the boatmen of Perunkolli jetty for leaving that much less carbon footprint on the earth.